Hi, Dr. Rindie Coker and I are here today to talk about numerous things. I showed this book once before on one of the shows, but I don't think I held it up long enough to show you what a beautiful cover and some of the illustrations are in here to tell kids to eat vegetables. And I think it's a very important book, so I wanted to make sure that you saw it again, The Veggie Man. It's when Nico starts a new school. He has no idea he's going to find himself in the middle of an epic battle between the forces of good and evil, good nurturing food and evil junk food, that is. So this is a really, really good book for you to have the kids read at the library or wherever you can get it as a gift, because it's really illustrated beautifully too, and it encourages them to eat healthy food. And I don't think we learned that. We didn't even learn that much in nursing school. They had nutritionists, but they didn't really get us into the colors and the good food. So remember to pick this up if you can for your favorite kid. Okay, Dr. Coker, I want to start by asking you about naturopaths and what's coming up about naturopaths, because you are a doctor of naturopathy.
Yes.
Naturopathy.
Naturopathy. Yes. And we, every 10 years, every license in Illinois goes through something called a sunset process. And that's when the legislators in Springfield look at your profession and see if you should still be around, still have a license to practice. And we are a very small yet very important profession. And we're going through sunset, and we really don't have a lot of members. So we're asking everybody who has to try out naturopathy. It's an absolutely wonderful healing method. And if you like it, talk to your state representatives. So we are still able to practice in 2 years.
Because you don't want to eliminate it.
Right.
It's just like you don't want to eliminate nurses. We've gone through sunset also.
Yeah, everybody goes through sunset. You know, if you think about it, maybe professions who aren't really around so much anymore because they went through sunset.
Okay.
And nobody was there to fight for them.
But I want you to explain again exactly what it is, because some people don't do it because they don't know about it.
Some people don't see naturopaths? Okay.
They don't know about it.
No, they don't.
And they get it confused with naturopaths.
They get us confused
like psychiatrists get confused with physiatrists, which is a rehab doctor. So explain that.
Okay. We are connective tissue specialists. In the early 1900s, Dr. D.D. Palmer was studying, he was promoting chiropractic. He was teaching people how to manipulate the spine to correct imbalances, not only in the spine itself, but in the nerves that would go to the other organs. So he was getting some really wonderful results with this therapy. Dr. Oakley Smith was one of the first people to study with him, but what he found was it wasn't so much the bone out of place, but the ligaments that were surrounding the bones that were keeping them out. So naturopathic manipulation is a gentle, hands-on technique that uses the bones as levers but works on the connective tissue. So the way I work is I do a lot of soft tissue, a lot of massage type work, and then we'll manipulate your spine and ask you, does it hurt? How does it hurt? And that's how we make our evaluations. And we treat based on what we find, based on what we see with our hands and what the patient on the table tells us. We also might use modalities. We can use heat, cold, light, lasers, a lot of the new instruments that are coming out. And we can also do nutritional counseling, natural supplements. I do some other, every naturopath's a little bit different, but we all use our hands to help the body correct what's out of place and heal itself. So it's a wonderful profession, and there really aren't that many of us. We're licensed in Illinois and New Mexico, and we're trying to get more people both to come see us in practice and to go to the school to become naturopaths, especially if you're already in another medical type profession, nurses, massage therapists, physical therapy assistants, people who are used to having their hands on people.
How long does it take to become one?
Oh, it takes about 3 years if you go full time. If you already come in with a bachelor's or an associate's degree, the school itself is 2 years, and then you have a year of clinic.
So, are there other states that allow you to practice without a license?
In some states, we can practice as other medical, especially if you have some other type of bodywork license. Because not all states have even massage licenses, although they're getting them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know there are certain things that are done in certain states, professions that they don't require a license, and then sometimes they suddenly wake up and say that you should have a license.
And that's what happens. Yeah. In fact, that happened in Illinois to the massage therapists and the acupuncturists in the last 20 years. So yeah, we already had ours. We had to fight really hard for it, and now we're fighting really hard to keep it. So consider us if you're looking for some gentle hands-on treatment, and also consider we have a school in the city, in Chicago, that where you can go learn to be a naturopath.
And make sure you call your legislator and say, vote for naturopaths.
Yes, keep us on. Yes.
Keep them on. We don't want to eliminate them.
Yes, please.
Okay, now I have some things here that we want to show. First of all, this new thing, Zusto, which is being brought from Belgium, as a matter of fact. And the gentleman that I talked to about it is from Belgium, and he's now in Atlanta to market it to the United States. And I asked him why Belgium chocolate tastes so much better. But that's not really the topic that we talked about. We talked about this and how much fiber is in here. And I'm going to be tasting it, and then I'm going to talk more about it after I read his extensive information on it. But if you're looking for fiber and you're going to eat sugar type things anyway, this might be a good alternative. What do you think?
It might be.
It might be.
Yeah.
And you don't have to add extra. He said, you know, people have a tendency, if it calls for a teaspoon, they put a teaspoon and a half or whatever. You don't have to do that because it is sweet. So we'll see what happens with Zusto. And I know they're looking for restaurants and people to try this. So if you own a restaurant, you might want to find out about Zusto also and contact them and offer this as an alternative to people for sugar.
Yeah, let's hope that that fiber helps feed the gut bacteria.
See, that's why you need an naturopath.
That's why you need a naturopath. To look at your thing that you bring and say, should I eat this?
Now we have another book here, Post-Traumatic Thriving, The Art, Science, and Story of Resilience. The trauma tree is on the back, trauma fruits and healing fruits, so that you can get over certain traumas. I remember Brent Baum. I went to a seminar of his, and I think I've mentioned it before, that he leads people right up until the moment before trauma and then cuts it off so that they won't really think about the trauma anymore. We did it kind of different in psychiatry. People talked about their trauma and released their feelings, but I guess there's several different ways of doing things. And this trauma tree, which I'm going to turn this around and show now, is the Post-Traumatic Thriving. Brilliant Dr. Bell bridges the journey from grief to growth. This is classic wisdom on healing from our heartbreak and ultimately enjoying a full life by Dr. Randall Bell, PhD. Okay, I think we got a picture of that so you know that that exists. I bought this book the other day because I thought it's so cute. With everything they're trying to do now to break things down, this is my little book of Dear God letters. We're all so different in individual designs, and it shows all the different little types of kids and what they can know about each other. And Dear God, I'm getting there. Dear God, is that rock bottom? How much fun would you have with a TV show that lasted 10 seconds, or a game that was over after one turn, or a summer day that stopped at breakfast? God knows that special things take lots of time to develop, just like you. So be patient when you're not getting there as fast as you like. God has big plans for you and plenty of time to get them done. So it's really a cute thing. And they have stationery to go with these too. Dear God, I will not talk ever again. This is about a kid who got in trouble. Dear God, do you ever have a timeout? I can't be good all the time. It's too hard. Anyway, they're cute little books. We're all so different, an individual design. Okay, now you have something here that we did not show previously with some other things that we had.
Okay. So we have some makeup here, skincare, and this is part of a whole system, and this is the Photo Finish Foundation. I'd really like to try this one out. It's
is that your color?
I don't know. This one's porcelain, so that might be a little bit light for me. I'm not quite her color. We'll show you, but
porcelain's very light.
Porcelain's very light.
Yeah.
But it's a medium to full coverage, which I like.
Oh,
but it's lightweight because, you know, you don't really want to see, you want the makeup to just look like it's a part of your skin and not like you're wearing makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, someone told me the other day she remembered when I had black hair, natural black hair, and light skin, and that I look like a porcelain doll. And I said, you know what? I don't have light skin, though. When I go to buy makeup, I could never wear that color. I just look like I could.
Yeah, and it's paraben free, so that's good.
What do parabens do to us?
Oh, parabens are endocrine disruptors. They mess with your hormones, and they get stuck in your cells.
So you don't want that.
So yeah, they're trying to take those out of cosmetics now.
Now, have you seen these before? I like to carry one of these, Safe and Healthy.
I have one of those in my treatment room
Yeah.
that I use on all the surfaces that I can't use a liquid cleaner on.
And it's a light that kills germs.
Yeah,
and
it's a UV.
you know, if you go to a hotel or something, you want to do the doors and the knobs and especially the clickers for the TVs. People forget about that, and they're grabbing those all the time, and they have a lot of different people touch them, a lot of different germs. So these Safe and Healthy things, they come in large sizes and small sizes for your purse. Okay, would you like to talk about Dare to Care?
Dare to Care. All right, how to survive and thrive in today's medical world. So we always have kind of themes with these books, and what happens, you know, everybody starts out in their medical career wanting to help people. I don't know one doctor who's ever said, I don't want to help people, I'm just in it for some other reason. But the doctors come into this, and then eventually after years, the doctors themselves, it says they often leave feeling drained and deluded as human beings because they forget who you are, who they are. So it's an invitation to join a new bandwidth of caring, intuition, holism, and love, and to ride the waves of living beyond the norm. So this one is for doctors and patients, but really mainly for doctors. And it's called Dare to Care.
I'm going to have you talk about that one in a minute, but I want to show this first. I want to show the complete tool to fix incandescent light sets and fixes LED light sets. And these are kind of unique, and I guess they're mostly for Christmas lights, but I guess they could be used for other things. All different kinds of LED light sets. And Lightkeeper Pro, video instructions, quick fix trigger method, audible voltage detector method, things like that, so you don't have to throw your lights out anymore. These are made by, let's see, LED Keeper. And if you have questions, they have a number on the back that you can call. And it's kind of a unique thing because people do end up throwing out a lot of lights and things because they don't know how to check them.
Right.
And or fix them. There was nothing to fix them before. This is kind of interesting. This is by ultalit.com. ULTALIT.com. For LED light set only. I'll have to try one of those.
So this book is called Hungry for More, and it's actually a very interesting juxtaposition after Veggie Man over here.
Mm-hmm.
Veggie Man tells the kids, don't eat your junk food, eat your veggies, eat your good food. And Dr. Utham says, okay, because why? Because you might gain weight, you might be unhealthy, but she goes and says that eating and weight and trying to lose or maintain weight is so much more than just what goes on with what you put in your body. So the desire to lose weight is a plea for something deeper, a yearning for a different way of living and a different way of being. And the hunger for perfection, for belonging, for presence, and for meaning all contribute to our desire for food. What kind of food do we use at parties? Is it veggies?
And you know, I think when I get upset, I go for the food that my grandmother made.
Mm-hmm.
I go to pick out something at the deli, the Polish deli, which she was Bohemian, but I mean, it's similar.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me feel better.
So she goes through people's stories and has found that the desire to lose weight is often a desire for something deeper. So she gets to the heart of what we're truly hungry for. I'd actually love to read this book because I'm doing a hypnosis program for weight loss right now. And we look at all this, all the emotions that go into how you got where you got. Not only that, but why do you want to get to the other side of it? So if you're looking for a different approach to getting in touch with your body, in touch with what you're eating, Hungry for More.
And here's another psychological thing we have here: Praise for Brothers, Sisters, and Strangers. A terrific, compassionate, much-needed book about broken family relationships and the path to healing by Dr. Wendy Mogel, New York Times best-selling author of The Blessing of a Skinned Knee. I never read that. It says Fern Schumer Chapman is a superb writer. In this stunning family memoir, she fearlessly probes the 40-year estrangement from her brother and chronicles their uneasy road to reconciliation. Along the way, she deftly weaves impertinent social science research, capturing the voices and insights of hundreds of people suffering from this. Sibling alienation. You know, I think this really comes from the parents. I think the parents initiate this when this happens. They like to pit people against one another, or one parent might, because I don't think that it would necessarily happen if the parent didn't do it. That's my psychological evaluation of it.
Well, you've worked a lot in that in that realm.
The road to reconciliation, if you want to. Sometimes people don't want to. Sometimes they've been hurt so many times over and over again. They go back, and it doesn't work out. Other times you might want to read this book and it might work out. So you have to judge that for yourself. And I'm going to give you one of these to talk about.
Okay.
I have one of them too.
All right. Well, this is No Hair Crew for men. This is body hair removal for the guys. So I say sometimes hair is great. Sometimes no hair is great.
It has soothing seaweed in it. And this says intimate. What does that one say?
This one is body. So
Body,
this one would be on the chest, maybe the arms. This one would be for your manscaping.
And some men have a lot on their back, I understand.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but some men do have a lot on their back.
So this one's for legs, chest, back, arms, and armpits. And that one is not.
And who makes that? No Hair Crew?
No Hair Crew,
I want to finish the show today on a different topic. This is something that I got in the mail, and I got it United States Postal Service, and it is a letter telling me that I am going to be a Reloaded Survey Shopper assignment. And it had a check for $3,527.
Oh.
And it told me that I was going to be a shopper, and all I had to do was take this check to the bank and then take money out and then go shopping. But the more time that I took, the less the check was going to be worth. That I should do it immediately. Well, one of the reasons they want you to do it immediately is because it's a scam, and you're taking your own money out, and you're going to get stuck with this bouncing in the end. But it looks like a very, very professional letter, and it's telling me exactly what to do. I should cash or deposit the cashier's check at my bank. Funds will be available instantly or within 24 hours, and you can carry out the survey in the store. You can pick whatever store you want to go to. In addition, you get $100 extra bonus to encourage a fast survey turnaround, because it gives you an additional $100 for surveys completed within the first 2 business days. And the reason they're pushing you to do this is because that's when your money is going to be gone. So I just want to show everybody how professional that looks. And if you get one of these in the mail, do not run over there and cash it, because you're going to end up losing money.
So what really tipped you off that was a scam?
Well, I just thought to myself,
other than, these things, it's just unrealistic.
Yeah, and I thought to myself, it looked very professional. It says U.S. Bank and everything, a cashier's check, and you think, oh, this is really nice, $3,000. And then it told me I could pick any store and I could do anything. But I had a rush. I had to rush over to the bank. I had to do this, and I had to take the money out right away. And that was a tip-off to me, as well as the other things, like who's going to pay me this $3,527 to be a personal shopper. Not a personal shopper.
A mystery shopper?
A mystery shopper, yeah. And so I don't know how they got my name or anything else, but if you get one of these, it looks very professional. I would say don't do it.
Wow, don't do it. Yeah.
So would you have done it?
No, because I am so attuned to these scams that, because I've had people contact me and say, we want to pay you well in advance for your services, but this patient is going to be here and she can only do just those things. And you just don't know that if they can't tell you anything, that it's
Well, I've had it from foreign countries too. Email me and tell me that they want a certain nurse for certain patients.
Oh, you're right. Just like that. Exactly.
It's very vague, and it's like, and they're going to do a business meeting and they need this nurse there. And some minimal times that really does work out. But a lot of them are very abstract scams. So
and then, I've bought and sold things on Craigslist, and you have to be, anybody who offers you that kind of thing, you've just got to say no.
Right. And don't send money to any other country either. I have a friend recently who got involved with a guy and wanted to send him money, smaller amounts. And then the guy said, oh, I'm going from this country to Paris and I'm going to do this work and I got robbed, and can you send me money because I got robbed? And then can you send me money for this? I had another girlfriend, very savvy businesswoman, met a guy and he told her he was at the prince's house in Bahrain or something. He was sending a plane to pick her up. The plane never came. My husband looked at it and said, this guy's resume is something else. He was a Green Beret, he was this, he was that, he was the other. He said, nobody is all these things. So you got to be very careful and don't send money to anybody. People wipe out their whole life savings doing that. So, okay, we got 5 minutes left, Dr. Rindie Coker.
Yes. So, find a napropath. Go to the American Naprapathic, NAPRAPATHIC. So that's going to be napropath.org. And we're updating the website, so it might not be quite ready yet, but that's where you can find your local napropath. Go see them. Come see me.
What would I go to
you for?
Excuse me, but what would I go to you for except an adjustment?
A lot of things. I personally like the chronic issues. I like the pain that you've had a long time. I work with what we call mystery illness. It's like I've got this thing, all my tests come out normal, yet I still feel lousy. Those are my favorite patients. Other napropaths love acute injuries, personal injuries. So every one of us is a little bit different, but depending on what you're looking for, you can find one of us in your neighborhood.
So if you have a mystery illness and you can't figure out what it is, if you're stiff or in pain or a lot of different problems that we all experience at one time or another, go to your mystery naturopath.
Right. Let us not be a mystery.
I know.
Yes.
Change it from a mystery. Tell them how they can reach you and where you're located.
I am in Villa Park, Illinois, on St. Charles Road. I'm at 130 East St. Charles. You can reach me, you can email me, Rindie, R-I-N-D-I-E, at ameritech.net. That will come up on the screen. My website is drrindiecoker.com, or you can call me, 708-955-7953, and I really will call you back.
And you make house calls sometimes.
Sometimes. Within reason. Once I get to know you, I'll make house calls.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a prince calling me from Bahrain,
unless he sends the plane.
Unless he sends the plane, right?
And the plane never comes. Okay, I think we've discussed all different kinds of things here, and people now know about all different kinds of things. Don't forget to get your safe and healthy little light and use it on your television channel changer, as well as knobs and things like that. Do not look at it with your eyes. Do not do it. Now you said yours turns off.
Yeah, mine.
I don't know if this does.
If you turn it over, I think they do. They have a safety feature. You don't want to put it on your skin. You don't want to get it in your eyes. Mine. It's really funny because I'm like, this thing doesn't work. Because if I have it upright, it doesn't show that it's on. But if you put it upside down, it lights up. So you put it over the surfaces like this. But it's been a really nice tool, especially this last year, because I don't like chemicals.
Yeah, I don't either. And actually, I was very impressed. You just recently had a seminar for naturopaths, and you had it here in Oak Brook.
We had it in Burridge,
yeah. And Penny Chelios gave you a talk on her
cirripulation.
She was amazing. She created a new kind of massage called cirripulation, and I've had it many times. It's helped me many times after injuries and things like that. You had it once or twice, I think. Also,
I had it once. It was
very good. It's not a relaxation massage. I mean, for me it is, but it's not.
Not fluff and buff. You will feel it.
Yeah.
But you will feel so good 2 days later.
It's like a treatment.
Yeah, it is a treatment.
I guess that's it. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. I'm Karon Gibson, registered nurse, and we're always looking for health and wellness tips to give you, whether it be products or different kinds of doctors or experts or authors, books or anything, and often donate these books to the library, so you can go to the library and get them, or look for them on your publisher's table. She's going to read that one, and then I have to read it when she's done. Or she could call me up and read it to me. That'd be a good idea. Okay, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Dr. Rindie Coker and Karon Gibson are on. Thank you for joining us.